Hey everybody, right now I am in New Delhi, India, and I wanted to take a moment to say thank you to our sponsor of this video, Raycon. When I'm at the gym, reviewing videos, traveling with the team, or just jamming to songs I made during my hip-hop phase, I need to have earbuds that aren't just sleek, but are long-lasting and deliver amazing sound. This year, I'm shaking things up with Raycon. Raycon provides innovative earbud designs, prices that don't and won't break your bank. They offer comfortable wireless earbuds in a range of fun colors, fit options, and patterns. Your Raycon earbuds will become an everyday necessity, offering 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life. What's cooler, no matter how much you shake, they will not budge. When you find great earbuds, trust me, you have to hold on to them. Raycon everyday earbuds have over 48,000 5-star reviews, and it's no surprise. These earbuds now look, feel, and sound better than ever, with their optimized gel tips, allowing for the perfect in-ear fit. The best part, they start at half the price of other premium audio brands. I think you know which brands I'm talking about. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/bestever to get 15% off your purchase right now. Now, on the show. Welcome to Tanzania, a coastal East African nation of over 58 million and a country of incredible diversity. Travelers come here to see Mount Kilimanjaro or to safari in the country's expansive Serengeti. I came here to witness the daily lives of some of Tanzania's over 100 tribes. Right now, I'm gonna head into the village. I'm gonna attempt to bring the cow there myself and gift it to the local people. No, don't go into that house. Try to destroy the house. Oh, The Zigua. All these people are here, they're singing, they're celebrating, it's loud. And then people showed up with snakes. This is wild. The Chaga. I've tried a lot of blood dishes, but nothing like what you're about to show me now. Can you tell me how this works? The Masai. Look at this, I got new shoes made from motorcycle tires. And the Datoga. You can sniff tobacco? Each group is unique in their own way. Their houses. I'm in the bedroom. And actually, cooking also happens in here too. There's literally a chicken that's found its way in here. Family structure. You've been chief here longer than I've been alive. The clothes they wear. Everyone has like these big ear gauges. I can fit 2 whole fingers in her ear hole. And the food they eat. This is where people come, hang out, and get drunk. Like if I was Masai, this is probably where you'd find me every Friday. On this journey, I'm pushing my palate to its absolute limit. Oh God, you can feel the warmth of the animal. Just so you can witness some of the most extreme. So they have all the organs raw. Exotic. Some blood. Undocumented food practices in Africa. And this is the bile. Anya. She's saying it's so good. Today, we're visiting members of the Zigua tribe, an agricultural society that's befriended one of nature's most hated creatures. Oh, wow, that's a big one. What's wrong, Gumbo? I've arrived just in time, as plans for a community feast are underway. This is a beef that's been roasting here. We also do have chicken heads on a stick. I don't know if that's gonna be a Minnesota State Fair food anytime soon. And trust me, you've never seen food like this. Oh my God, that's a piece of head. Was it looking through there at one point? This 2-day event is about to begin, and it all starts here. Good morning from Tanzania. Today we are in a Zigua village of about 1,800 people. The Zigua people reside mainly in a small coastal region in northeastern Tanzania. To learn more about this hidden culture, there's no better occasion than a gathering like what we'll see today and tomorrow. I'm gonna be witness to an entire cow being slaughtered and prepared for a ceremonial feast. The only problem is they don't have any cows or livestock here. That means we're gonna have to go elsewhere to find it. Even though Tanzania is home to over 100 different unique tribes that are different in almost all aspects from language to religious beliefs, these groups still associate peacefully with one another. Right now, we are on our way to the Maasai Village. I got to hang out with the Masai a few years ago in Kenya. This is a pastoral, nomadic society. All these guys eat is milk. Okay, this is breakfast here. Blood.
How do you find it?
Milky and meat. What is going on? This is goat sushi. So it's so different from the Zigua tribe because here they have vegetables and they have crops. So they're very agricultural. It's almost impossible for these two tribes to intermingle because the cattle from one tribe is going to eat the plants from the other tribe. Right now, the people of the Zigua tribe, they want a cow. So they're going to have to trade something for it, whether it's crops or some chickens or whatever they have that they can offer. After just a 4-mile ride, we've arrived at a Maasai village.
So right here, we've come to the grazing pastures. They can't just stay all day in the pen. They actually have to be brought out to wherever the food is. Today, it's here.
For today's event, this is the chosen one. A young calf, praised for its tender and sweet meat.
It looks like he's gonna try to hook it by the leg. It's tough because they trust the shepherd. They're usually around the shepherd, but as soon as he starts being weird, they all know something's up. They all try to run away. Starting from here, they need to walk it all the way back to where we started today. So we took motorcycles here, but the cow can't exactly take a motorcycle back.
While the calf takes its final walk to the Zigua village, a group of entertainers arrives, bravely toting bags of deadly reptiles.
I don't know what's going on yet. There's a giant python right here, and then this guy is kind of playing with it.
These are the Zigua snake men, known locally as the One and Gully.
Holy cow, is not pleased.
Alas, the calf has arrived to the village and food preparation can begin. The calf is dispatched, then portioned into different cuts, ready to be cooked. In the meantime, just a few steps away, villagers and entertainers are gathering in larger and larger numbers. As the One and Gully nimbly prance among the snakes, it becomes immediately clear that only a handful of villagers know how to handle these creatures, while in the periphery, the rest look on with delight and terror.
Now that is dangerous. He's put it around his neck. Oh, I'll put a little bit on me. Oh boy, they can really squeeze the heck out of you.
Under the cooking tree, things are also heating up. All of the calf meat is portioned and hanged overnight, waiting for tomorrow's village feast. But tonight, we dine on offals. Chopped liver is braised with ginger and salt. On the other side, tripe and intestine. But first, the intestine has to be braided. And that's not the only braiding going on.
Oh, all right. Oh yeah, sure. We can die together. The snake is pissed, but it's not squeezing our life out yet. Oh, okay.
I see what looks like a black mamba, what I'm pretty sure is the world's deadliest snake.
Oh my gosh. At least a python, I know it is not venomous. What do we do? Do we dance?
This tantalizing snake dance routine is not a rare sight here, but I can't tell if this is a religious ceremony, a spiritual ritual, or just pure entertainment for the village folk.
That's what I call a TikTok dance.
While I join the snake dance, the intestine and tripe join together in a pot with salt and a bit of lime. Then boil. That's it for the food, but not for the snakes. Now that the group dance is complete, it's time for the solo.
Should I grab it? Oh, that's not the side I want to be on. See, this is dangerous right here because it's coiled up. It can just lurch out at any moment. Yes, he went for the bike. I know it'd be very entertaining for me to catch it. I have caught one before in Florida, but I'm in the middle of nowhere in Africa. If it does latch onto me, no, it's not poisonous or venomous, but it's gonna wrap around me and it's gonna be like 1,000 little razor cuts on my arm. So as much as I want to catch it for the entertainment value and my ego wants to show off to these people, it's probably not a good idea. Maybe tomorrow. I think I have a lot more to learn about how this place works. Let's come back tomorrow.
Alas, dinner has begun with elder members of the tribe.
The whole calf I should say, is gonna be prepared tomorrow. But usually, I've seen this in many places now, they prepare some of the innards the night before, and that's what we have here. Lots of good stuff. The only problem is I don't have a translator, but I do have this.
Here, they speak their tribal language and the national language, Swahili.
Jina langu ni Sonny. That's right. Oh, this is very useful. How do you say let's eat? I'm a teacher. We are teachers. A clerk, a tourist, a visitor. I'm not feeling well. I'm sick. I should not say that. Let's eat. So everyone pitched in. Everyone helped create what we see here, and it looks quite stunning. Yule ni nani? Ngombe. 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 Liver. I'm gonna try some of this liver. How do you say yummy? I could say may I go now. The liver is outstanding. The liver can be really dry sometimes. It's moist, it's plump, it's juicy. This is real good. I feel like if you're not eating enough ugali and you're eating too much meat, people will give you the side eye. So I'm gonna pretend that I wanna eat some of this ugali.
Ugali is found with nearly every meal in this country, cornmeal mixed with water. Remember sadza in Zimbabwe? This is the exact same thing, but with a different name.
They're saying mix ugali with this. So this is okra mixed with beans, and it is so slimy. It's like Japanese natto. You can really taste the okra, but it's so slimy and gooey. It's a very fun texture, I like it. Kind of the deal is, with every food, the utensil is either your hands or the ugali. Make it into a little bit of a ball, put your thumb into it, grab some of this pumpkin leaf. I love that. Heart. A lot of the food is going fast. There's one thing that's not going that quick. That is the intestines and the tripe. Here's what I like about the intestines. They braided it. It's gonna be chewy and potentially delicious. I'm very good. When they braid it like that, it creates such an intense, squishy texture. It's a little bit like some kind of a squishy calamari. Yeah, this is kind of our starter meal. This is our entryway into the village, into this community, into the meal we're gonna be having tomorrow. Am I making it weird just because I'm talking to myself? Is that awkward? Everyone stop talking.
Day 2 with the Zigua tribe. Today, the entire village will partake in a mammoth feast.
I have a ridiculous amount here that I could never hope to eat.
And I'll learn the secrets behind Africa's snake tribe.
Wow, that's a big one. Chikamomze.
How are you?
I'm great.
Joining me today, Gumbo, local of Tanzania and fixer for our entire journey in this country. Next to him, the chief.
How does one become a chief exactly?
This man has been chief since 1973. That's 11 years before my parents accidentally conceived me.
They normally use like a democratic way on how to select the leaders.
And then instead of a 4-year term, it's more like a 50-year term. I think the first thing we should do is break some bread together. There's a few different things here. This is called a what?
Mandazi.
The making of Mandazi starts with wheat flour, sugar, yeast, and sunflower oil, mixed with water and kneaded into a ball. Flatten the ball on a cutting board and cut it into squares or triangles or diamonds, you know, shapes. Now fry until they turn into golden brown, puffy, pillowy chunks of heaven.
Oh, I love it. It's just a delicious fried bread, very doughy on the inside. It has that fried outer coat that's so fun to crunch through. It reminds me of a New Orleans beignet without the powdered sugar. Does something get dipped into the porridge?
You can use the same Mandazi to dip in.
This porridge is made from corn, right?
Yeah.
These corn kernels are left to soften overnight. In the morning, they're pounded into a powder. Mix that corn powder with water, stirring continuously over fire until it forms a thick porridge.
I'm good too.
As an agricultural community, corn, sesame, and sisal are the principal crops in Zigua field.
The Zigua people, they are farmers, right? But they only practice small farming, raising chicken, and not like commercial farming.
Is there a reason that they focus more on agriculture?
They don't have any trade skills to do anything.
So just a lack of knowledge, lack of experience.
Yeah, experience.
Last, I want to try this.
Call it vitumbua.
It's like a little Tanzanian donut.
Itumbua batter is a tasty mixture of rice flour, yeast, and coconut milk. Fry the batter in the specially molded tray until the outer coat crisps up.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable. It has like a little bit of natural sweetness from the coconut milk in there. Super crunchy on the outside, doughy on the inside. Is this stuff that you ate from the time you were a kid? This is not what I expected when I came here. I knew there would be certain staples like ugali, meat, you know, stuff that just comes from animals, but this is on a different level. This is something I'm super fascinated with. It appears that the people here follow, or at least are influenced by the Muslim faith. So are people here Muslim?
They are Muslim, yeah.
The primary religion practiced by the Zigua people is Sunni Islam, the largest branch of Islam. Children are often sent to Muslim schools for religious studies. However, like many African tribes, spiritual beliefs are strong in the community, so it's not always easy to tell where Islamic customs end and more traditional spiritual practices begin.
I was here yesterday, and there were a bunch of people. They brought snakes in bags, they let them out, and from my point of view, it looked like a show. There must be some purpose beyond that. What are they doing with the snakes?
It's not everyone who can do that. You have to be trained to become full-fledged Ngoli or specialized snake handler. It's like their rituals. I don't know actually.
To learn more about this unusual and unexpected relationship between snakes and the Zigua people, we're meeting up with the Wananguli leader, and he's brought with him a little friend.
Is that a python?
Yeah, it's a python.
Oh, wow, that's a big one. What's wrong, Gumbo? It's not scared, don't worry.
No, I'm not scary, but I don't want to touch them.
How much does this one weigh? Do you have any idea?
Zaidi ya kilo 50.
More than 50 kg.
Over 100 pounds? Oh, come on, man, you're getting out of frame. You're ruining our shots.
As farmers, Sigua members are often hanging out where potentially dangerous snakes are also hanging out. Wananguli men are here to treat snake bites with various herbs and traditional methods.
For the snake bite here in the village, they normally appreciate these guys compared to the hospital.
How long have you been doing this type of job?
Mimi nimezaliwa kazi nimezikuta.
So it's more than 42 years.
What use do you have for these snakes?
So they normally take the snake going to the forest to collect the medicine. They are sure that if they go with this particular snake, they'll be able to win whatever they're going to do in the forest.
So the snake is good luck.
Yeah, they're good luck.
When villagers gather, the Wananguli stand out thanks to their red bandanas. A great branding idea I may consider trying for myself. The stunts I witnessed yesterday, that's their way of educating villagers on the topic of snakes, showing that man and nature can live in harmony, even if that nature is trying to bite you in the face.
We always have this kind of snakes because they see this as the king of the all snakes. When you have this kind of snake, you can also have another type of snake.
Kind of like if you can handle this snake, you can handle any snake.
Snakes, that's correct.
Now that the mystery of these snake charmers has been revealed, I'm tempted to join their squad. But first, there's a whole village waiting to be fed.
There is a lot going on. Cooking has started from morning, even before breakfast.
After an overnight marination, the beef ribs and quarters are ready to hit the grill.
Here, a very unique style. They built it out of wood and then they put a little bit of like a steel fence on top and they just put big chunks of meat on top of that. So that's been roasting for hours, kind of low and slow. Then, as you come down here, you can see the chicken. So the chicken has been put between two pieces of wood. I've seen chicken prepared like this in Thailand too, so it must be a common thing throughout the world. It's an easy way to hold the chicken and keep it from going anywhere while you're grilling it.
While the chicken is still far from being done, the fragrance from this beef is luring me in for a bite.
Can we try this, my man? Could you cut a little bit? Oh, this looks real good. Oh, we got some juicy beef here. Here, please. I mean, as long as we're being rude and eating before everyone else, I need to take someone else down with me. Oh, that's right. On the outside, where all the seasonings have been, there's like a tasty, dried out shell. It's very juicy on the inside. It's not super soft. It's not like it's filet mignon or wagyu. It's got a little chew to it, but it's good. We had some thigh. Now he's cutting off a big piece of rib. One of the most beloved parts around the world. Interesting, because it's from a calf. This calf did not have a lot of girth on it. I'm trying to peel back the meat. Oh, there we go. Juicy, chewy, but delicious. So no matter what piece you grab, they all have a little bit different texture, a little different feeling, because some got cooked a little more. Some pieces like this are almost like a jerky. Some are softer. All of them are delicious. Everything's almost ready. Dinner's about to begin. Very excited. The feast is now finally being dispersed among everybody. There's no real like eating table or area. It's just wherever people are, that's where they're gonna eat. Anytime there's a feast like this, it is not possible to hide. Not that you would want to hide it, but there are people from down the street, from surrounding villages, anybody who got a whiff of what's going on here, they came and everybody's enjoying a bite. Good stuff? Yeah, red bandana. This is one of the snake men. Boom. Okay, couple things. One, flies, inevitable. There's no way to get rid of them here. Two, everyone's been served, everyone's eaten. So finally, it is my turn to try some too. We have ugali, we have a coconut rice, we have a soup made out of the cow feet and I think cow head too. We have a corn and bean dish, chapati, palau, chicken heads, grilled beef. I tried this already, and then a chicken stew. I want to try some of this rice. This is coconut rice. Oh my God, that is really good. Kind of sweet, beautiful, separate grains. And it tastes like coconut. I love it. Beans and corn. And that's made with coconut milk too, or coconut cream. That is delicious. There's something about eating out here. Literally, nothing is processed. These are all whole, natural, organic foods. And it tastes like it. It tastes so good. Go fudge yourself. Right here, the leg soup and a head. Whoa, my God, that's a piece of head. This looks like the orbital socket of the cow. Was it looking through there at one point?
To prepare this delightfully bizarre soup, the cow head is skinned, while its hooves are torched and scraped clean. Chop these offcuts into small pieces. Throw them into a pot for boiling. Season with a generous amount of salt and lime juice.
I'm gonna grab this meat off of here. Oh, that's a nice piece. Just a beautifully stewed down beef. The fat's kind of rendered down a bit. Let's try it out. Oh, that is super yummy.
I'm gonna tell you that
Simple recipe. It just tastes a little salty, super beefy, and real soft. Here, they got friggin' tender. This is one of my favorite parts. Let's see if I can get through this. Oh, that's still pretty crunchy. There's like a sea cucumber. Maybe that's how they like it here. A little bit more chewy. Moving on, palau.
Beef ribs, chopped into bite-sized pieces. Cardamom, cinnamon, and cumin, ground into a fine powder. Start cooking by frying up scallion with garlic and ginger. Add in the spice powder and chopped beef ribs. Enhance the flavor with a handful of salt. Add bell pepper, carrot, and water. Now, the rice. Stir it up well and close the lid. Top it with some hot coals and let it cook until the rice is ready.
The rice is delicious, and then you got some beef. Oh, look at that, tender and delicious.
Sometimes when I try to read,
Oh, that's good. It's a whole different beef experience. It's tender, soft, juicy, and it's absorbed some of the flavors of that rice. Definitely one of my favorite things I've had so far in this village.
Last but not least, chapati, paired with chicken soup. The chicken hidden under the grilling rack from earlier is hacked up and boiled into a soup with various vegetables.
Here we have a leg. Oh, they cut off the nails. A gizzard with a bonus intestine attached. You can take the chapati, use that like a spoon or a fork, an eating utensil. I'm gonna grab this. Here's the intestine. I'm gonna make like a little bit of a taco out of it. I don't know if anybody here's ever had a taco in their life. That's delicious. Clean, chewy intestines and chapati. It's just flaky, delicious, layered bread. I love it so much. I have one thing to try out that I will just do for the fans. Did I see this and get excited? Did I look at this chicken head and think, oh my God, I must try it. It must be in my mouth. No, not exactly. But it's a delicacy here. I mean, people really appreciate it. It's usually reserved for the elders. So here we go. Kind of like the chicken's yawning, but then it was too big of a yawn. The game works like this. Whatever you can peel off is what you eat. Oh gosh, the comb just came right off. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's half gooey and then half like a jerky. It kind of reminds me of some kind of Asian bar food or drinking food. The eye just looks like a sliced black olive, so my brain's confused because I love black olives. Naturally, I'll probably like this too. It's squishy and a little sandy. All right, there's a brain in here somewhere. Ugh, I'm squeezing the brain matter out. A delicacy. I kind of made that up, but there's a whole chicken, but one little brain. It has to be a delicacy, right? A little skull, livery, fatty, oily. It's kind of like coating my mouth in a fatty chicken sensation. That is it. That is 9 different foods. Excellent.
The feast is complete. Bellies are full. Now it's time for entertainment. The Warren Gully are here, and it's time for me to finally show them that I'm worthy of this red bandana.
A day and a half with the Zugua people. When I came here, I had no idea what to expect. Whether it was food, or the snakes, or the dancing, there was no Wikipedia entry. There's just direct one-on-one experience, observing what's happening and asking as many questions as we can. For sure, these are some of the most unique people I've ever hung out with. Hour by hour, I saw things I'd never seen before, and it was an absolute joy. The level of cooking really blew me away, and dishes that I'd seen in other parts of the world that I didn't expect to see here. I had an incredible time, and I hope you guys got to learn something too. I want to point out one thing over here and over here. These are the fly wranglers.
Now we're heading westward to Mount Kilimanjaro, but what many tourists may miss on their way to this legendary peak is one of this country's most unique tribes. Meet the Chaga people.
Jina langu ni Sonny. Jina langu ni Sonny. Do you think she speaks Swahili? Or maybe I don't speak Swahili.
Around the base of Africa's tallest peak, you'll find members of the Chaga tribe who have seamlessly adapted to life on the mountainside.
They don't have room for a huge pen or a huge pasture, and so they've had to literally build a pen here out of wood.
Today, I'm on a mission to show you a new version of paradise.
This looks glorious.
A place of strong, independent survivalists who make life in the jungle look easy.
Look at this bountiful harvest.
The food they eat,
Just a little.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of raw blood.
the booze they drink.
This is made from fermented bananas.
It's something like you've never seen before.
If you don't like goat, you will not like this.
It all starts here. Right now, we're at the base of Mount Kilimanjaro, the tallest mountain in all of Africa. This dormant volcano towers 19,000 feet with 5 different climate zones, from the icy top to the lush jungle at the mountain base.
We are deep in the jungle right now. It's almost time for breakfast. We need to go pick one ingredient before we can eat.
This is the home of the Chaga people, the 3rd largest ethnic group in Tanzania, renowned for their prowess in agriculture and their effective use
This one.
This right here.
of bananas.
Oh.
Meet Tadeus. He's invited me to his mountainside home to experience and share the culture of his people.
But it's way up there. What's the plan?
Tadeus doesn't get the bananas. He brings the bananas to him,
Oh, he's doing the old poking technique.
whacking the tree in half and collecting the goods.
Yes! We got some bananas.
Unlike other plants, bananas can only produce 1 fruit per stalk, so it's important to cut down old stalks for the new ones to grow.
Our brave gatherer over here has produced a whole, what do you call a bunch of bananas? Oh, a bunch. We have a whole bunch of bananas right here. So we're gonna pack this up, head back to the house and get breakfast started. Let's do it.
On the way back, there's one more ingredient needed for breakfast: local wild yams,
This is what I want.
Oh, that's a tiny little yam.
another staple of the Chaga diet.
Here we have the bananas. We've just brought them back. She's peeling it now, and it is hard to peel off. You can hear it's very tough and coarse as she breaks it. This is hard, like a tuber. Let me see if I can crack it in half. Yeah, it just snaps in half. There's nothing soft about it. And even on the inside, it looks pretty different from other bananas I've seen before. And with this kind of hard constitution, they boil it and then they make a banana soup. That is gonna be our breakfast soon, if I didn't ruin it. Tadeus, good morning. Thank you for joining me today. We're at your home right now. This place, I'm looking around, it's like paradise. Do you feel that way?
No. If you take me to your place, maybe I can feel the same thing. So.
Well, I don't know, because if you go to my home state right now in Minnesota, you'll see about 30 centimeters of snow and you'll be freezing your ass off. Does that sound like paradise?
Maybe it will be my paradise.
Can you tell me what we're gonna be eating for breakfast today?
Now we're just going to eat some kind of food called mtori in Swahili.
Imtori.
Mtori.
Imtori.
Yeah.
Mtori, or banana beef stew, is a famous Tanzanian dish that comes originally from the Kilimanjaro region. Here, they make it from bananas and yams. I've heard of bananas for breakfast, but next, these starches are topped with boiled beef. Then another layer of banana, yam, some salt, and water. Seal it with a banana leaf and let it steam for 30 minutes. After it's cooked through, add cooking oil and water. Mash it until it becomes one thick, sticky paste and finish it off with beef stock.
All right, I'm gonna try just the porridge part first without the beef. Oh wow, it doesn't taste like banana at all. It's just really starchy, almost like eating a potato. So it's really thick and quite delicious. That's awesome. And then there's some beef here. A little tendon in there too.
Careful.
I just came here from meeting with the Zigua tribe. And so they are very agricultural, but not pastoral at all. And so they don't really have any animals except for chickens. When I asked why, it was simply because they didn't have the knowledge about what to do with those animals and how to raise them. But here you have like every farm animal I could imagine. Where'd you learn all this?
We just heritaging this kind of lifestyle from our grandparents.
So you just grew up like this? Because even the Masai people, they do have livestock, but they have to handle it in a very different way than you because you're on the mountain here.
The problem is we don't have enough spaces where we can graze them free. We call it zero grazing system. So we just tie them inside and we just went outside looking for different grasses and then we just bring something back to them. So it's like that.
This is a fantastic start. Today, we're gonna try something that's really traditional in the village. We're gonna cook an entire goat. Do you have a goat picked out already?
I have to decide.
And how will you decide?
By looking the size and how old it is.
But not like how much you like them?
I like them all, but I must choose one.
That's our next step. You're gonna see which one gives you the side eye, which is the meanest looking one, and we'll pull it out.
All right.
All right.
The goat is dispatched quickly. The blood is drained, then the skin is carefully removed. The organs and innards are extracted and laid out on a banana leaf. The goat itself is propped up on a wood rod and moved to the roasting pit.
Right now, we have the whole goat splayed out on a spit here. The first step here is they're taking the appendages, they're using leaves to actually tie them closer to the body. They're too far away, they're gonna get close to the fire, they're gonna burn and just be charred to a crisp. We don't want that. More or less, we want everything to cook evenly. So they're gonna get the legs tied up, and then from there, it's just gonna rotate until it's all the way cooked through. What's really unique about this style is you don't usually see roasting done this way. Usually the head would be taken clean off, even the legs and the hooves would be cut off, but here this is their traditional way of presenting it. Even the ball sack is still there. They skinned the whole animal except for, I'm not sure if we eat the sack. We'll see soon.
To add flavor, a simple combination of salt and lemon juice. Now, the painful part, basting the goat and rotating every few minutes so it cooks through evenly. This process can take up to 3 hours.
So while the goat is cooking, I want to give you a little bit of a house tour.
Around this mountain, you won't find a traditional centralized village.
He has a complex of a few different houses because a few different people live here.
Instead, each separate household lives amidst its own banana garden. Bananas are an essential crop here, from daily cooking to making an assortment of beverages, or selling them for extra cash.
And then he's got tons and tons of animals.
Besides fruit, the banana stalks allow Chaga people to raise a variety of animals, even without grazing lands.
In here, a couple of cows, and this is where he's feeding them the banana tree. So the tree is soft, it's supple. You can actually slash it up quite easily and put it in here in this wooden trough, and they eat.
Despite its simple exterior, inside this animal house, you'll find a whole zoo.
And here are the calves eating the same thing.
They have rabbits.
And they have little baby rabbits over here. It's freaking adorable. But don't get too attached because these animals are not pets, they're food.
And dogs.
The dogs are not pets, they're also not food. These are alarm dogs.
And that's not all.
In here, even more animals.
You may recall they also have goats.
Unfortunately, there is one less goat here now, but he's still got like 8, 9, 10 goats.
Part of sustaining animals and crops here, the rich volcanic soil beneath our feet. Second is the knowledge accumulated and passed down through generations. This is a very specific geography and climate, which requires a very specific way of life.
What's so unique about this area is that it's built on a mountaintop. They don't have room for a huge pen or a huge pasture, and so they've had to literally build a pen here out of wood, and this is where they hang out all day. They've got their food here. What else do you need?
While I was touring his home, Tadeus was making use of the goat's prized organs to create a local favorite. The goat's innards are boiled with salt to create a potent broth. Before eating, you must add one more ingredient you won't find at any restaurant.
Tadeus?
Yes, I'm here.
The preparations are underway for the goat. Goat's on the fire. But here, we're about to try something I've never seen before. I mean, I've tried a lot of blood dishes, but nothing like what you're about to show me now. Can you just tell me how this works?
So the size of this, we add just a little blood, not that much.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of raw blood.
Just a little like this.
It's still a decent amount.
So now we are going to prepare the soup. We call it white soup.
Right, it's like a white milky broth combining all the organs and the fats, so that gets dumped into the blood, and that is steaming hot, like boiling.
You can see how it's changing very, very slowly from red to brown. When they change that, it means they're ready to be consumed.
So you don't eat raw blood ever?
No.
All right, let's try it. That is potent. It reminds me of many dishes I've had in Asia, like a pho broth, something that's just very deep in flavor. It's really incredible.
Because of its concentrated amounts of salt and minerals, you can most often find locals eating this dish on a Sunday morning when they have a hangover.
Right now he's got some stomach over here. He's gonna slice that into little bitty pieces. Oh, you put it in the soup? All right, let's try it out. Oh man, it's a really good texture. That's pretty good stomach. Stomach is tough for me because some people are really good at making stomach. Some people, they're not. And when they're not, it can get really bad. This is quite delicious. Even when you were younger, is this the way you would prepare a goat? The head is there, the legs are there.
So we do that, in example, in special events.
When is the last time you did it this way?
1 year ago.
So really for special occasions?
It's very, very, very special.
Why do you keep the head and why do you keep the whole body together?
For example, if I want to give somebody a prize, I need him to see everything. Now you see that is a god because you can see the evidence.
Heart, kidney, stomach, lungs. This soup contains almost all of the goat's organs, except for one, the goat liver. That was saved for the fire. Then they wrap it with caul fat and grill it until the fat melts, creating an epic flavor shell.
We've had roasted liver before, and in many places here in Africa, even in Egypt, it's very common that they cook the liver straight away. What makes this especially unique though, is that they've wrapped the liver in caul fat, a big thin membrane of fat that is kind of usually wrapped around all the organs and stuff. Oh, thank you. All right, so we all got a piece? Cheers. Oh wow, right away there's a strong hit of goatiness. I love goat, but if you don't like goat, you will not like this. But then just beyond that, sometimes when you eat liver that's not been prepared very well, it can like dry your mouth while you're eating it, but not this. This, it's moist already, plus they wrap the fat around it too, so it's kind of juicy and fatty at the same time. Tamu. Tamu sana. Delicious. I love it.
While the goat continues to roast, we're heading to the local market.
So, it turns out we have almost everything we need except for a few ingredients. So we're headed to the market right now to buy some vegetables and a few other things. My men.
Yes, man.
So we have meat, we have a lot of meat. There's one more dish you want to make though with vegetables, right? What's that called?
Kitalolo.
Kitalolo.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I feel like I'm in Jamaica again. What do we need from here?
From here we need vegetable, some carrots. Yeah, we need also some tomatoes.
These look like Roma tomatoes. Do we have everything?
I think.
I'm surprised that you need to go to a market at all because you're such a Renaissance man. You have everything at your house. So when you do need to buy something, what kind of stuff are you usually buying from the market?
We must buy sugar, salt, cooking oil, some stuff like that.
You can't even make your own cooking oil?
No way.
Not yet?
No. Because we have a good infrastructure, I mean the road,
Yeah.
we can get everything straight here. But before it was very, very difficult.
How long have you had a paved road like this?
Not more than 5 years, I think.
Wow.
Yes.
But this area still doesn't have electricity, do they?
Only 1 year. That is very, very new.
Wow, that's wild. All right, so preparation is underway. It's a long bit of preparation for today. The goat is taking much longer than I thought. It's now on hour 4, maybe? There may be nothing left by the time it's done roasting. It'll just be a snack, like a crouton. Right here, can I see this? She's just broken open a nut. I've never seen this kind of nut before. Is it a nut?
This is an oyster nut, also known as a queen's nut. They come from berries that can weigh up to 30 pounds. They can be used to create nut oil, or they can be eaten raw.
Oh.
As an added benefit, they're absolutely delicious.
I don't know what that is, but it's really good. It reminds me of a Brazil nut, but it's flat. Something between a Brazil nut and like a water chestnut. It's really good. So she's grating nuts, and she's kind of grating the leafy greens, and look at the way she does it. It's incredible, because she just does everything by hand. There's no cutting board. They just take the food by hand, usually stand over a bucket or a bowl, and they do it in their hand. Here they have a very unique dish that I'm very excited about because I'm hoping it's going to defy expectations once again.
This soup is called machalari, a traditional dish from the Kilimanjaro region. Usually it's made from bananas and beef, but today they'll swap that for goat organs and intestines, boiled with bananas, onions, garlic, carrots, and tomatoes, until it all becomes a mouth-watering stew.
All right, so here I got some of the broth. I have a big piece of banana. Let's try it out. Wow, super savory, a little bit gamey, slightly goaty broth. The banana is almost like a cassava, just super starchy, very potatoey. And then they have intestines, liver, fat, heart, lungs. I think I should share it. Would you be interested in some of this delicious soup? Try it out. I want to see what they go for. Oh, she's going for the banana, and she's going for, I don't know, that's like the crotch muscle. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see what she thinks. Tamu? Tamu sana, very delicious. All right, I've got my big old intestine right here. Let's try it out. It's been boiling for a very long time, so it's not like that usual kind of squiddy toughness or chewiness. It was kind of soft and almost milky. That's a unique intestinal experience. That's pretty good. All right, so this is kind of our appetizer. I don't know how many appetizers I've had today. This is just basically holding us over until that goat gets dehydrated down to a crisp. So I'm very curious how that's gonna taste. I'm gonna find out very soon. Moment has finally come. They've taken the goat off of the spit. We need to take it to the eating area. But look at this thing. This looks glorious. A whole goat, head, feet, everything. Right now, headed to the dinner table. Let's go. We've climbed the mountain, we've come up here, they've got the goat, they're putting it on the table. And this part is a little bit dangerous because these legs are well done. Oh, they're breaking off. Okay, that's okay. Everything's okay. All right, they're removing the wire from the tail and from the legs that was kind of holding it on to the wood. And then now, oh, this is gonna be such a relief for the goat, finally having that pulled out of its ass. From here, they're just gonna orient it a little bit differently. We're gonna add some more food, some beer made from bananas, all that coming together, and then it's time to eat.
To join us in eating this entire goat, Tadeusz has invited more members of his family.
Oh, I'm so excited. The presentation is incredible. It's just a whole goat. There's no question. I look at this and I'm not like, is that a kangaroo? Is that a giraffe? No, I know for sure it's a goat.
And why?
Well, because of the head. Yeah. So we have this, we have some vegetables, we have some banana beer, which I'm very excited about. Shall we eat?
Yeah.
Now, this is roasted a little differently than any goat I've seen before because it was not basted. They maybe put some lemon on it in the beginning, but there was nothing to kind of keep moisture inside. And I'm wondering if it's gonna be dry, what's it gonna be like? Oh, that's a big piece. Let's go for it. That goat is delicious. I thought it would be really dried out because it shrunk by half the size while it was roasting. It's really just a little bit crispy on the outside and then really soft and juicy and just full of goaty flavor. Tamu. Tamu sana. Really yummy. All right, right here we have a piece of the neck meat. You know, some places around the world, if you're eating sheep neck, it's actually a delicacy. We had something like that in Iran, and you can see why. This is so soft. Let's try it out. Fat, protein, juiciness, so good. That's delicious, and I want to keep eating that forever. But here we have a vegetable too. What is this?
This dish is known as kita lolo. It starts with nafu and kilodermo, the chopped local greens we saw earlier. Add sliced bananas and grated oyster nuts. Then it gets a little bit funky. They mix soda ash with water and pour it in. Cook it until everything softens up and finish with sour milk that's been fermenting for 2 to 3 days.
All right, I'm gonna try it out. I can feel the grated nuts. I taste the greens. It's a little spinachy, but like a little bitter. And then there's just a hint of sourness from the milk. But it's not off-putting, and it doesn't feel especially dairy-like. It just feels like something in here is a bit fermented.
That is because of that sour milk.
Wow. Does this milk come from your cows? And you keep it in a container until it turns sour?
To ferment, yeah.
How many days does the milk ferment?
2 to 3 days.
Last thing, beer made from bananas.
Bananas.
This beer is called mbege. It's a common beverage among Chaga people. Overripe bananas are peeled and tossed in a hollow log. Then crushed with dry grass to squeeze out and filter the juice inside. The banana juice is mixed with millet flour, then left to ferment for just a few days. After that, you have a drink that is super calorie dense. Plus, it'll get you drunk.
All right. I went, easy.
He said that you have to test it.
Oh, I taste it first? Oh, I couldn't. Here I go. Oh, that's good. Tamusana. Oh yeah. There you go. Your turn. Wow. It's interesting. There's a little banana pulp in there. It does taste a little banana-y, but sour and fermented. It's about as strong as regular beer, maybe like 7% alcohol. Will this get me drunk?
Sure, yeah.
I love being drunk. You are 45 now. You lived here your whole life. You've seen this place change a lot. Added infrastructure, roads, electricity. For you, what's your focus?
Yeah, I'm still have the young kids here. I want to build their future. So I'm just concentrating to make sure that they are going to school well and they're just studying well so that at the end, they're going to have their own better life.
When you say you want them to have a better life, how do you want it to be different from yours?
For example, in the village, it is not that easy to have your own car. But if they get good education and good job, they can buy their own.
So is it more about money or more about just catching up to the modern times as Tanzania is becoming more and more developed?
It's more about money. If you have money, you can do anything you want to do. Yeah. But if you don't have money...
Tadeusz?
Yes?
You're an incredible dude.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Sonny.
We're heading away from Kilimanjaro toward the Serengeti on a mission to discover the most unique, out-of-this-world market you'll find in Africa.
This place is insane.
Meet the Masai. The Masai number over 2 million, mostly in Kenya and Tanzania.
So they keep it in the gourd. I guess it can stay fresh in there a long time?
For hundreds of years, members of this tribe ate nothing but meat, milk, and blood. They have one of the most mesmerizing diets you'll find anywhere.
There's something that is going to appear controversial to the people who watch what follows, and that is the way the sheep is dispatched. It's dispatched by way of...
Today, I'm saying yes.
Cheers.
Whatever I see, whatever they offer me,
That's the head.
no matter how extreme. It all starts
No, I got it.
here. The Maasai's nomadic lifestyle revolves around their cattle. Where they move depends fully on where there's grazing land. When the animals aren't grazing, traditionally, they're kept in a pasture surrounded by houses, so they can protect their cattle from predators like lions. These days, at least in this village, the setup is a little different, as some tribes begin to align themselves with modern-day Tanzania.
They have decided to move cattle and animals aside because before they were getting a lot of problems for the kids. They were sick a lot.
Here, they've adopted the local currency as they've learned to do business with other tribes. Life isn't just about trading cows, but about buying and selling any number of products. Products we'll soon see at Africa's biggest Maasai market.
All right. Sir, how you doing?
Across from me, Tobiko, the village chief. Next to him, Adam, our expedition leader.
We're here, we're in your village. We're about to have some breakfast together. So we have these vessels for food, although they're empty, and I believe the food is currently residing in that gourd.
So we're gonna have loshoro.
All right, you give it a little bit of a mix.
You want to mix the corn and the milk.
Corn and sour milk. This is what many Maasai in this area eat for breakfast.
It looks like yogurt.
And your protein.
It's got protein. I heard the word protein.
The corn kernels are separated from the cob before boiling.
Now, the corn part of this makes me really curious because I've hung out with the Maasai people in Kenya, and traditionally it's told that the Maasai people are nomads and they eat 3 things: blood, milk, and meat. And so I'm wondering, was corn introduced later on?
So when he was young, that's when he get introduced to the corn.
In a clay pot, add corn, sour cow milk, and mix.
Does this come from your cows?
Yes, they come from these cows.
That mixture goes into a calabash containing ash. According to them, the ash makes the food taste a whole lot better.
So they keep it in the gourd. I guess it can stay fresh in there a long time?
You can stay there for a month.
A month? Oh, that's awesome. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, that's really interesting. It's so rich, calorie dense. This whole thing is probably 800 calories.
Sana, nafuta mingi sana.
So a lot of vitamins.
So it tastes like a very liquidy yogurt. And then the corn reminds me of corn I've had in Mexico, where it's kind of rubbery, starchy, certainly not sweet at all, but sorry, still chewing. It's so rich. It adds some starch, it adds some texture, and even more calories to the dish. So you're not just getting milk. How often do you eat something like this?
3 times a day.
Oh, wow. The corn in Africa is very interesting to me. In most ways, it's good because it's offered this very affordable means for people to get calories efficiently and inexpensively. But it has disrupted the traditional diets of many, many tribes all over the continent. When I go hang out with the Himba people, they also are suddenly eating corn flour. And when I hang out here, I see also you've incorporated corn largely into your diet. So if money was no object, if you had to choose just to do the traditional style, milk, blood, meat, would he prefer that over corn?
Napenda nile vyote kwa sababu mahindi na maziwa ni mazuri sana.
If you drink only milk, you feel hungry fast. So when you compare it with corn, you stay for a long time. So even if we have a lot of cows, a lot of animals, he will still prefer to have the corn.
First of all, the breakfast, wonderful, thank you. We've come here today to experience eating some sheep, the Maasai way. There's something that is going to appear controversial to the people who watch what follows, and that is the way the sheep is dispatched. By way of strangulation, I guess you could say, cutting off its airway.
Tradition has it that when sacrificing an animal, the men will walk it outside the village to slaughter and cook. Later, bringing back dedicated cuts for the women.
You know, out here, you probably just have the 2 options, strangulation or slicing the throat. Do you think one of those is more humane or easier for the animal than the other?
Hii ndio kidogo haimtesa mnyama yuko mnyonga.
Suffocating is much better for the animal because they die fast.
You think that, like, Withholding air is actually going to be faster than waiting for it to bleed out.
Yeah. Suffocating is faster, but also the animal do not suffer from cut.
I never thought about it that way.
I've always opted to document the way cultures around the world slaughter animals, because these actions tell their own story. Here, in this village, they cut off the goat's airways until the animal suffocates and dies. They do this to keep the soon-to-be-eaten blood inside the animal.
They've just skinned the entire animal. The blood, since it's not been released, it's completely pooled within the animal. And if my last experience with the Masai in Kenya is any indicator, I think I know what's gonna come next. They're slaughtering it in a way I've never seen before, because I mean, almost always you see people skin it and then gut it, but they're kind of working around all the organs. The other side of the ribs, there is a pool of blood remaining. Oh boy. Oh, wow. He just never get used to it. Oh, he slurped it up like it was Jello. All right, hold on, save some for the rest of us. Oh my God, okay, let's go for it. You gotta be quick here. Oh God, it's still, you can feel the warmth of the animal. Just like that, huh? God damn it. No, I got it. It's salty, it's irony, it tastes like raw blood. My instinct is to kick it back and to puke it up. I will not let that happen. Oh, yep, okay. It's all PTSD. Now they've taken the kidney here, they've cut the kidney in half, he puts that in my hand. Okay, fantastic. Okay, piece of raw kidney. Yeah, you eat that. You know what? The breakfast was actually pretty nice. This guy, he is taking it down like a champion, like a warrior. I can't do it. I want a Pop-Tart, I want a toaster strudel, I want pretty much anything but this right now. I'm not sure why just some people get the blood and others don't, but man, that guy is a blood fiend. Huge fan. So now, I believe they're gonna finish taking it apart, portioning the animal out. The way they portion it is very important in this tribe and in this village, because each piece is for a different person, dependent on their sex, whether they're pregnant, dependent on their age. So, while that's happening, I'm gonna go clean up. So, the meat has been roasting now for about 30 minutes. They're taking it off, everything's ready. Let me point out this right here. From this side, you might not be able to tell what it is. That's the head. So the head, they charred it, they scraped off all the hair, and then now the whole skull was split in half. So you can even see the tongue in the very center. I can't believe the accuracy with which they've been able to split it open carefully and roast the whole thing all the way through. Boom, okay, here we go, please. It looks like we're gonna be trying out one piece at a time. Right here is either the front or back leg, and everything's shared in a very communal style. It's like Brazilian barbecue. Oh, thank you. Super juicy, very delicious. You must understand, no seasonings, nothing has been added. It's also one of the fastest preparations I've ever seen in my life. From the dispatching of the goat until eating right now is probably an hour or less. Super quick and efficient. It makes sense because back in the day, if you were eating this constantly for your main source of protein or your main source of calories, period, you would have to be able to do it quickly. Some of these pieces are a bit more medium, not cooked all the way through. Something tells me they don't mind that. Good? Tamu. Yeah, tamu. There's gonna be nothing left of this animal when we're done. In just a matter of minutes, this whole leg is just gone. Now, this is something I've never tried with the Masai. I've tried the ribs, I've tried legs, but the head, oh, thank you. That is the lower jaw, not a lot of meat, but right back here, I just saw the chief. Super tender, super delicious. All right, so he's smacking the jaw right now. What? I didn't even know this cut of meat existed, please. He just cracked open the jaw and out comes whatever that is. Oh, it looks like a noodle. It's good. Tamu. This is part of the efficiency I'm talking about. They can't waste anything. I mean, why would they want to? Cutting off the tongue? This has to be one of the most prized bites of the entire sheep. Oh, is this for me? What? Big, fatty, beautiful. I'm gonna try to just take one slice. I feel bad, I wanna share it. I'm gonna keep this one here. please. Yeah, good, good. I think I did the right move. Everyone's sharing it. They're loving it. Take a look at this. You can see the fat from the base of the tongue. Inside the tongue, it is juicy, really meaty, and then there's kind of like the bark that's built up from roasting over the fire here. So delicious. So Chief, I do have a few questions because I know these days the cattle are not just for your personal consumption. You're eating some like today, but you're also selling them at the market. So how do you decide what to eat and how do you decide what to sell?
Nauzwa na ambayo ina mafuta sana.
So the one that looks very healthy, the one that they are eating. And the one that's not very healthy, that is for sale.
All right, don't worry. I won't share your secrets with anybody, especially at the market where we're going next.
A few miles later, and we've arrived at Tanzania's isolated Masai trading market. A place with its own out-of-this-world goat alley. This is where folks come to eat, and we're gonna see that soon. This place has been around since 1954, even before Tanzania gained independence. Once a week, this plot of dusty land becomes a colorful hotspot, packed with action. Each Friday, Chief Tobiko and his nephew Gideon bring their livestock here to sell.
We've come to Low-Key Market. This is one of the wildest, most unique markets I've seen anywhere in the world, and I've been to a good amount of places. Here, they have not only food, but they have livestock, they have everyday commodities, anything people would need for day-to-day life. So I'm gonna show you everything I can find, food and otherwise. First to the livestock area. Let's move.
Back in the day, this place was only populated by local Masai, but over the years, other tribes from neighboring regions have begun trickling in.
All right, this is pretty wild.
The foundation of this market starts with the livestock, and no protein is consumed more in Masai life than goats.
There's a bunch of different goats too. Look at this one with the butt, with the Dumba. I don't think he liked that very much. Thank you. I think I'm in.
In these parts, cattle are wealth and a form of currency. The more cattle you have, the wealthier you are. If you have no cattle, you're probably broke.
If you're here, if you're selling goats, what's a good price you would hope to get for a goat?
70, 80.
So 60,000 up to 100,000, depend on the size of the goat.
Okay, that's pretty affordable. They're also selling cows. I want to see the cow area.
Just outside the goat pen, you'll find an open patch with folks selling cows to the highest bidder.
350,000.
Sonny.
This man walked all the way here with 3 cows. It's late in the afternoon, and he's still yet to sell a single one.
The word is, around town, some people will take like a sick cow or an unhealthy cow, they'll bring it to the market. Is this a healthy cow? It's good. Well, I don't know how you test such a thing, but he says the cow's in good shape, although we do know that some people bring the unhealthy ones to market. Wow, this guy, he does lack a little confidence in negotiating, because I'm not negotiating at all, and he's already dropping the price. Rule 1, don't do that. Asante, sana. Thank you very much. We're continuing on in the market. Here is where they have all the produce, and this is stuff that's gonna be local to Tanzania and the area in general. So there's tomatoes, onions, corn, lots of different brightly colored foods. And right here we just found some fried bread too.
With livestock as a market staple, over time, local farmers began bringing and selling produce of all kinds. But when people gather, especially over a long, hot day, they need to eat.
This next place is insane. I call it Goat Alley. Right now you can see as we're walking in, slaughtering goats. On this side, slaughtering goats. Jumbo, jumbo. That meal we had already today, you're gonna see the same kind of iteration all over the place, because that's what people prepare here and that's what they eat here. I mean, look at this. The staple food, like really the food the Masai are known for, and there's just dozens of places serving this here. It's wild to see. This thing that's really based on village life, on small communities, they have kind of commercialized it here, and so people can come, they can get the goat like they're used to eating at home. Incredible.
At the end of Goat Alley, just a few steps away, you'll find this place.
Guys, we've made our way to a bar. This will not surprise you if you know me. This is where people come, hang out, and get drunk. Like if I was Masai, this is probably where you'd find me every Friday.
Pub owner Ms. Priska owns more than one of these happy houses.
Right here in this bucket, there's corn beer, and then it's poured in a huge cup. Asante. I look like a little kid at a football game. I got like my big drink, a big plate of food. Like I'm ready to roar at the picnic here. It's not fun to drink alone. I'm gonna hand out some beers to these guys too. Asante. Guys, cheers. I don't know if people cheers here, but cheers. Ooh, wow, that is, It's milky, it's fermented for sure. It's thick, it's like getting drunk off of milk. Like just imagine a bunch of corn that's just been sitting in a pile in a wet sheet for a week. That's what it smells and tastes like. And I can see why people would want to be in here and hang out in here because it is scorching outside. It's nearly 90 degrees. It's nothing but heat and then dirt beneath you.
Drinking is easy, but if you want to eat, it's BYOP. Bring your own plate. Just a few steps away, you'll find one of the few food options here that isn't grilled goat. Palau, a blended rice with chopped goat and a load of spices, kidney beans, tomato and onion salad, and finally, goat stew. Look, I didn't say it wouldn't be goat. I just said it wouldn't be grilled goat.
Oh, it's super yummy. Beans and rice, it's delicious. It's about what you would expect. This is a very balanced plate, so I'm gonna get that all in one spoonful. Yummy, tender goat. It's a little bit different. I mean, it's been stewed as opposed to being roasted. I gotta say, the average person from my hometown, if you gave them this plate, they would love it. But if you put them in this setting, it would blow their head off. They would be so overwhelmed by all the stimulation that there is here. There's hanging animals everywhere, and just the complete circle of life is here. So that is what people might have some trouble with. But the food itself is delicious. It's really good. Oh, I'm feeling the corned beer a little bit. I got a little bit of a buzz. I like it. This is excellent bar food, and this whole plate, get this, costs $1 for all this. Rice, meat, vegetables, it has everything. This, I think you could probably get about 5 of these for $1. For $2, you can get a good buzz and a full stomach. I like it. What are those?
Motorcycle tire sandals seem to be a Masai innovation. I also saw them in Kenya.
First of all, you can get shoes from here. Shoes that are already made, but these are called 0-kilometer shoes. That means these are new-ish tires. The special thing they do here is they customize them and they fit them to your feet exactly. That's one potential shoe, and I don't know, I need to find a matching tread. It doesn't say the size of the tire on here. All right, I gotta look around. This is pretty good. Am I gonna be walking in circles if I get the wrong tread? It doesn't match. I think right here is pretty good. They're not exactly the same width, but they're close enough. I'm gonna try walking around in these. Let's see how it goes. First of all, these are my actual shoes. I've been putting off shoe shopping for a long time. My real shoes look like crap. It's time for some new ones.
This is how they're made. Using a knife, a hammer, a few nails, and a lot of craftsmanship. This shoester is cobbling together custom footwear made from abandoned tires. He claims they'll last for 2 years. This seems like a deal I cannot pass up.
My gosh, you've done it. Well done. Look at this. I got new shoes made from motorcycle tires. So that is pretty incredible. I got my new shoes. Let's take a stroll.
Very good.
Thank you. Oh, I just have one small problem. This one fits perfectly. This one is way too narrow and it's killing my foot. Now, whose fault is that? That's mine. I picked the tires.
Aside from the shoemaking, you'll find a lot of standout services here that you won't find at your usual Sunday farmers market.
You know, not a lot of people have electricity running to their homes here. So what they have is solar panels and some small electronics that will run off of the solar panels. They also have speakers, radios, maybe a flashlight, pretty simple stuff. Stuff that is gonna make life a lot easier out here in the countryside when you don't have electricity, but simple nonetheless. Right here we have the electronics department. You can do a couple things. Here is a phone charging station. They keep it in the safe box right here. No one's gonna get it. Then over here, on this computer, you can download whatever you need. They've got music, they got movies, they can put it on a flash drive for you or provide your own flash drive. That way you can listen to whatever music you want or watch whatever movies you want without having to download it yourself. Pretty cool.
Once you've done your shopping and you've popped a few banana beers, you can even gamble.
Hello.
For just 20 cents, you get a dozen chances to win a mouth-watering reward.
All right. Yeah, I didn't get it.
There's just one rule.
Close.
Don't knock down the bottle.
Yeah! No? Ah! Yes! No! What? Oh, I got it. I ringed it. All right, you gotta like drop it on there like an angel. I wish there was beer over there. Again? I got it again. Okay. This is how people lose their retirement. Oh, someone got it. Someone knocked the lid off. Hey, it's a perfect ending. No one wins. Let's get going. as I go around the market, I notice there's not a huge amount of variety, but they have more goat parts that I haven't tried yet, including this. Do you have any idea what this is? Take a close look. It's wrinkly. Yeah, those are the testicles. It's still attached to whatever is connected to the testicles. The back, the crotch, I'm not sure. The underbelly, it's all together. So I'm gonna buy this whole thing. My guy here, these balls, please. It looks cooked all the way through. I hope these balls are not medium rare, because that is definitely not something I would order. Okay, so from here, he's taking the testicles off. He's gonna slice them up. I'm gonna try it out.
Aside from these tasty gonads, my final meal includes hacked up pieces of goat back and bananas. Simply slit it down the middle and let it fry.
The day here is winding down. The sun's gonna set in a couple of hours, and that means everyone is gonna be out of here. But right now, even more food that I found. And also I found these two guys from the village. Hey, how you doing? I lost them for a little bit. Earlier, I was competing to win a warm Coca-Cola. I don't know why I would be doing that when I could just buy a warm beer. Somewhat refreshing. Intoxicating though. Here, let's take a tour of the platter. This is kind of the lower back of the goat. Fried bananas, and then the testicles. Something that gives men like us power. Not that we need it, but couldn't hurt to get a little help. I'm gonna try, what do I try first? Nice little pieces of meat, little goat. Now here, they have their own salsa, a chili sauce if you will. Salty, but a little bit of spice, like a 3 out of 10. Not bad. Fried bananas, the perfect pairing to all this heavy food. Let's go for it. A bit starchy, obviously not sweet. It came from the green banana, so it's just gonna be almost potatoey inside. Oh, I wonder if I'll go for that in here. In the chili sauce? What? That's insane. Yeah, that's really good. My God, that is Masai chips and salsa right there. That's quite delicious. All right, guys, well, that pretty much wraps up the show. I hope you enjoyed. Oh, right, the balls. Let's go for it together. Ready? Let's go for it. Hamusana. He says very delicious. It has a very gentle flavor. It's soft, it's palatable, it's not too intrusive, it's not blunt. I like it. It's a very different texture of meat. It's a weird feeling. It's so hard to explain it. Almost like eating a flaky fish. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I gotta say, not bad. And a good way to end the day with a little bit of manpower. Or more manpower. Guys, you know what I love about today? Almost 3 years ago, I went to Kenya and I got to experience the traditional side that goes back decades or hundreds of years. But now, in parts of Africa, people are adapting to modern times and to modern development. Here, you can see the Maasai taking interesting rituals and customs that usually would only take place within their village, and they're sharing it in big communities and even with outsiders. People who aren't Maasai, people from other villages, even my stupid face. We can come here, we can take part and enjoy this very traditional food and sit shoulder to shoulder with the Maasai people. At the same time, the Maasai people are learning from other tribes and other people as well. So, as our world is becoming more globalized and more connected, it's fascinating to see the next step for the Maasai people. That said, cheers.
It's my last day to experience a rarely seen and rarely tasted side of Africa. Meet the Datoga tribe. A tribe with clothing, culture, and cuisine like I've never seen before.
Why do they put milk in its mouth?
I had to travel here to this remote corner of Tanzania to find one of the world's most revolting,
Oh gosh, that was such a big piece.
nearly uneatable foods.
Please, don't vomit, don't vomit. Together, okay.
Today, I'm on a mission to leave my judgments at the door and take in whatever's offered to me
Like that?
with an open heart
Oh, that's mine! No, that's mine!
and an open mouth. And it all starts here.
Good morning from Tanzania. In all, we will have visited 4 tribes, and today we'll be finishing with the Datoga people. Out here, there's a way of living different from anything we've seen so far in Tanzania or on this Africa trip. Today, as I enter the village, I'm gonna do something I've wanted to do for a long time, and that is to gift them a cow. I hope you like it. All right, come on. Oh boy.
Bringing an offering or a gift as a guest is an expression of goodwill.
All right, here we go, here we go.
Whether it's a bottle of wine or something slightly more substantial.
Oh, there they are, I see the villagers.
The gesture shows that you've come in peace and as a friend. What to bring depends on the tribe and what they value. For the Datoga people, a chicken or a goat will do. But if you really want to make a good impression,
No, wrong way.
well, a cow couldn't hurt.
Trying to destroy the house. Oh, shit. Okay, it's free. It doesn't know it's free. There's a bunch of villagers over there, and it's not going that great. Look at them. They're clapping for me. Good girl. Here we go. I brought a cow.
Yeah, det. That was just.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It was nothing. It was very easy to bring in here. Amimut. Wow, everyone here looks so gorgeous. Amimut. Amias.
The Datoga, considered by some to be the oldest tribe in Tanzania, occupying the northern region around Manyara with a population of about 30,000. Their village and their houses look different from any I've seen so far in Tanzania. Multi-room compound structures built with sticks, mud, and manure, topped with dirt and grass. As pastoral semi-nomads, they depend on their cattle, and their cattle depend on them to seek out and find fresh grazing land. When one area is depleted, they pack up everything, move, and start again. With all the care they require, the cattle also give back. They can be sold or traded. Their skin is used to make clothing, and their milk is used for sustenance. This is breakfast, prepared by the women of the tribe. Today, as with most days, we'll go with porridge. Corn is ground down to a fine powder using a heavy stone. Add corn flour to hot water while constantly mixing to avoid any lumps. Finally, add fresh cow milk. Mix until it's bubbling hot, then serve in a handmade gourd.
I love the bowls here. All the bowls are made from gourds, and then it has a leather strap to hold on to. I want to try this out. It's very hot. I'm not going to taste anything for days.
She told you like you have to do like this to make cool down.
I got to wait a couple minutes on this. This is a village where you grew up.
Yes.
And at what age did you leave the village?
When I was 26.
26.
Joseph was born and raised in this Datoga village. Wanting to show the world his people's unique culture, he devoted himself to learning English and becoming a guide. Today, he'll be the bridge between me and a culture I've never witnessed before.
She said porridge is good. In the morning they used to drink so you feel hot, and also it's nice for the small baby.
What about a big baby? Okay, here we go. It's almost like a really hot milk with some corn flour mixed in. It's very nice though, and it really warms you up. I feel good. Is this something they usually eat for breakfast?
Yeah, every day.
Is it just quick?
Yeah, quick and easy.
That makes sense. Everyone likes a quick, easy breakfast, even here, so people can get started with their day. I'm curious about, some people have some marks and scars around their face. How old were you when you got the scarification here?
She said I was around 15 or 16.
Everyone receives a scar on their forehead and eyelids at birth. It's believed these scars will protect eyesight and prevent headaches.
She has a gorgeous tattoo right here. I'm a big fan. I'll try to get my wife to get a tattoo like that.
When tribe members reach the age of 15, they can get tattoos or further scarification of their choosing.
Was this painful? Did that hurt?
She said this hurts a lot because they take the needle and then they cut it.
Before migrating to Tanzania, the Datoga's origins are believed to be in southern Sudan or the western Ethiopian highlands, going back 3,000 years. Timeless tribal traits can still be witnessed today. Their language, and especially in the way they present themselves.
I'm curious about the way they dress themselves up. For example, everyone has like these big ear gauges. From what age are they expanding their ears?
15 years, so they make the small hole and they bigger.
Yeah, because it takes time to stretch out. Oh, can I put my finger in there?
Yeah.
Whoa, okay, I can fit 2 whole fingers in her ear hole. That's pretty good. Yeah, she can get 3 fingers. She got 3 of her own fingers in there, too. Oh, she gives it a little bit of a spit. She shines it. Oh, wow. Very nice. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Give me some time. I think I can get there.
Yeah, so she said, no problem. You just take the knife, cut.
With a knife? I'll consider it.
Women are tasked with taking care of children, cooking everyday meals, making clothes and jewelry.
So this is some of the leather that they've made here. Oh, wow, it is heavy. I mean, this is like 4 or 5 pounds. You will not find that at H&M. Maybe Forever 21.
As for the men, Not right now, but sometimes they have important tasks too. Like protecting the village from enemies or building houses. Daily life centers around tending to the cattle. This is also man's work, walking with the cattle for miles in search of grazing lands. On the occasions when they do sacrifice an animal for consumption, the men are also tasked with dispatching.
Why do they put milk in its mouth?
They put the milk on the mouth to wish to have a lot of cows in the future.
It is essential that the animal's blood be kept inside. So rather than bleeding it out and wasting precious calories, they instead opt to suffocate the creature using sticks and applying pressure to its throat. The chef prays until the animal draws its final breath. In most tribes I've visited, the work of slicing, dicing, and butchering is left up to the men, but not in the case of the Datoga. There is no doubt that this is a messy, laborious task, but that doesn't mean it's without its perks.
So here, traditionally, the women are the ones handling all the butchering, skinning, retrieving the blood. What that means also is that the women get first dibs on this, blood. Looks tasty. Now, we all know that I've tried blood already. I tried it with the Maasai people, and it was outstanding. Yeah, you eat that. Right, so I don't need to do that again, but this is really the first time for me that I've seen the women drinking raw blood. I've seen it many places with the men, especially with the Maasai men, but here, the women, they've got the blood all to themselves. Anya? Oh, I'm so full, I just had lunch. Yeah. At first, I just saw the blood and I thought, well, I just had blood yesterday. I don't need to try it again. I know what blood is like. Here, they're doing something new, something I've never seen before. So they have all the organs raw. Raw liver, raw heart, and this is the bile from the animal. Can I see that? Oh God, why am I doing this?
This revolting green liquid is a combination of gastric acid and bile squeezed out from the small intestine of the animal.
This is gonna be mixed. Oh, actually, she's mixed it already here. She has some blood, gastric acid, and there might be liver in there too. It's hard to say. I don't really want to finger around in there, but this is kind of a delicacy here. Oh gosh, that was such a big piece. Anya? Anya. Anya means yummy. So give it a little bit of it. Oh, so. Yeah, I'd force it down somehow. Oh, where's my Jack Daniels? The taste, it's a very unique texture. You've never had anything like it. You can feel your teeth tearing the tissue apart slowly as you run your mouth through it. It is a creepy, interesting, unique texture I've not discovered anywhere else. Finish it up. Let's go. Let's go. We didn't come here to play around. Sorry. It's the only time I've ever gagged on this show. It's just like drinking stomach acid. Yeah, have a little bit of a sip, please. Show me the way. Anya. Oh. What? I just saw someone dip it into pure bile. This is the last thing I'm gonna do. I'm not doing this to be sensational or to be crazy or to impress people on camera. This is how people eat here. So what they do, I'm gonna do. Can I have some of the beef? All right, I put it in the blood and bile, and then I put it in just the bile. You can see it's green. Please, don't vomit, don't vomit. Together, okay. Cool. I have a new worst on my list. Luckily, no one knows what I'm saying. That is easily the worst thing I've ever eaten in my life. That was just raw bile straight from the cow.
The way we perceive flavor has a lot to do with the food we consume as we grow up.
Oh my God. gosh.
Just mere moments ago, this child spit out a Twizzlers. What she wanted this whole time was raw liver.
Can you believe it? This is something so fascinating to see children come here and ask for a sip. Give me some blood, give me some bile, mommy. That is crazy. It just tells you so much about people, right? Life is whatever you're exposed to.
Meat is chopped into various cuts. Larger portions are stored and smoked inside the house for future use. When it comes to cooking the remaining meat, it's done two ways, the men's way and the women's way. Lucky for me, I get to try both. These Savannah warriors grill the meat, positioning specific cuts on wood frames and staking them close to the fire, seasoned with a little bit of salt.
All the meat is roasting right now. You can see it's cooked much the same way as the Masai was cooking their goat. Okay, that one's done for sure. The only big difference here is that this is all beef, but it's very quick, very efficient. They put it all around the fire and then it roasts until they think it's done. Over here is the eating area. I'm gonna head there now. The eating style here, very similar. One person has the meat, they are the pit master, they slice it off piece by piece and they hand it out. I love it. It's very communal style. Yeah, exactly. That's tough as heck. Anya. I don't know what piece I'm eating, but it requires some really strong teeth. The taste is good. They put salt on it. Whoa, we've got a new piece right here. This looks like a beef rib to me. They've cracked it a few times. Let's see if this is any more tender. Okay. Yummy, beefy, fairly juicy, incredibly tough. Here's the thing, people here don't really mind the chewiness. You know, not every place is like where I come from. There's a lot of cultures out there that really appreciate chewy meat. Like this guy.
The women cook inside their kitchen. Whatever wasn't eaten raw or grilled by the guys is thrown into a pot to boil. Intestines, leg meat, beef fat, ribs, tenderloin, shoulder, front, and hind quarters. All of it is here. Season simply with salt and let it simmer for an hour. While waiting for the food to cook, the ladies show me their own special way of passing the time.
I did not know this was a thing you could even do. You can sniff tobacco? What is going on here? They have ground tobacco in this little bitty bottle. She taps some onto her hand, she spreads it out, and then she gives it a little bit of a sniff right up in there. Yeah, that's right. Can I try a little bit? Here's the problem. I'm scared of tobacco because when I was younger, I tried chewing tobacco, and then after 5 minutes, I went behind a tree and I vomited. Like that? Oh, well. Oh no, it hurts. It's burning. Why do you put it there? Oh, it burns so bad. I feel like I snorted chili powder. I'm gonna sneeze. Do I feel high? Yeah, I do feel a little bit spinny. I feel some of the tobacco effects. I feel like my heart rate's speeding up a little bit. My eyes are watering, my head's a little bit loopy. My official initiation, I'm one of the ladies now. All right, good stuff, thank you.
Lunch is ready, and I'm opting to join the ladies.
Oh yes, let's eat, ladies, let's go.
The food is shared by all. This concept of considerate and almost compulsory sharing runs deep in every tribe I visited.
I'm curious, the men grill the meat, the women boil the meat. Why the difference?
It's the way they eat. The men prefer to make it barbecue, but for the women, they like to put some small portion and they give to her.
So we have a couple different things here on the menu. We have the ugali, boiled beef, a greenish broth. Hey, why is the broth a little bit green?
Yeah, from the boil.
Oh, thank God. What is this one?
This is cheese.
Oh, it smells like Parmesan. Oh, it's a dip. Here. All right, grab some of the ugali here, make a ball, and then you give it a little bit of a dip, and then try it out. That's legitimately delicious. Oh, that's awesome. It's like butter that tastes like Parmesan cheese. It's so awesome. That is so delicious. It is like the ranch sauce of this village. You could dip anything in there. That's really nice. Here, I've got a piece of boiled beef. Yeah, she's eating it right off the rib. Oh gosh, it is still quite tough. Let me try it out. Wow, it's real chewy. Do people here like the chewy meat?
Yeah, but it's tasty. So when they cook really soft, they don't feel the taste.
Really?
So, yeah, so they want to chew it, they suck the liquid, feel the taste.
That's what I thought that might be the case. It's like the flavor release crystals and extra gum. The taste is good. It just happens to be very, very chewy. Oh, hello. Oh, that's mine. No, that's mine. I touched it. Whoa. All right. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ. Who cleaned these out? The intestines taste somewhat clean. It's like I can handle it, but I just have PTSD from eating that raw gastric acid, and that's what it tastes like inside here. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, because yes, the intestines are quite intense, but everyone here, they take the ugali and they kind of cut the taste with that. Here, she just handed me the broth. Now this broth is from basically the boiled innards, boiled beef, all that together. Oh, that's actually quite nice. That's really good. Really salty, tons of animal fats. It's just like a deep, delicious beef broth. The broth with the ugali combination, that is pretty awesome. It's quite delicious. Probably my favorite thing so far today. This place, the differentiation in work between men and women, it's fascinating to me because in most tribes I go to, the men would slaughter the cow, they would skin it, they would butcher it. But after the slaughter here, the women jump in right away. And the women seem to do a lot of work here. For example, you know, a long time ago, men had different traditional roles. 100 years ago, men were hunting animals, men were protecting the village from lions. Do they still do that?
They still. The men protecting the village. You can see the animal fence there. So the men, they just sleep near to the fence.
Really? The men sleep outside?
Yeah, they sleep outside to take care of the animals.
What about when it rains?
When it rains, they have, the cow skin is very strong.
To protect them?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. To me, it looks like you guys have everything here. All the basic needs are met, but what's missing?
For us now, just only buy corn. But if we need it, we take the cow, we send to the local market, we sell it, then we buy corn.
So, there's nothing missing?
No.
That's beautiful.
Sometimes, people watching this show mistake my casual way of interacting with locals for a lack of irreverence or outright disrespect.
She knows the ministries.
In reality,
can I put my finger in there?
I'm never forced to put on a fake display of deference for the simple reason that I don't pity these people.
I've seen people here like smile and laugh more than almost any other place I've gone in my life. So it's really remarkable. It makes me happy to know that places like this still exist in the world.
The Zigua, the Chaga, the Masai, the Datoga. Their lives are measurably different from my own in almost every conceivable way. But that doesn't make it worse or better. It's just different. Out here, there's a beautiful sense of community, a sisterhood, where people are truly connected. There's fresh air, mild weather, and one hell of a backyard view. This is my last day to experience Tanzania, and the only thing that makes me feel pity is that as I go, I can't take a piece of their lifestyle with me.
Guys, that brings us to the end of our video here with the Datoga people. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace. All right, now I'm gonna hug one of these donkeys.